All right, man. The Wolves tie it up at 2-all. Philly gets swept. I have nothing to say about Philly getting swept, so we're just going to go right to this game. We don't have to spend too much time on Wemby elbowing Nas Reed in the throat, but yeah, Wemby, you can't do that, man. Your team is up 2-1. You've already put fear in this entire team of attacking you at the basket. Like, you're fully capable of winning that game in their building. I mean, they almost won it without you. And now at the least, you're going back to Minnesota for a game 6. Yeah, they're being very physical with him, but throwing that elbow is not the way to do it. Could he be getting more calls? Of course. No, I don't think he'll get suspended. Okay, on to this game. So, you know what? I think I am going to start with the end of the game first before telling just the flow of things. Late there, it really did just come down to, will the Wolves counter the Ant doubles, and will the Spurs just have somebody make 2 or 3 big plays in a row, right? In a game where Dylan Harper was fantastic, bodying Mike Conley on drives, turning on the Jets right after I think somebody made a basket, and then finishing through Jaden for a 3-point play. Those are the two I remember the most, but Harper was great in this game. And yet, in the last couple of minutes there, the Spurs went to Fox for like multiple mid-rangers or pull-up twos, just simple screens where Gobert guarded them really well. Gobert also guarded a Vassell mid-ranger really well. Castle had the offensive foul where he hooked Nas Reed on the drive. And I know they almost stole it with like doubling Io and stuff at the end, and then Jaden's crazy full-court pass that Io somehow saved it from going out of bounds. Like, all that happened, I understand. And there was a very close 8-second violation among all that. But those like 3 or 4 plays in a row, where last game we saw Wemby just making shots over Gobert or finishing versus smaller guys underneath the basket, like that is kind of the story here. Now, at the same time, the Wolves had to problem solve versus the Spurs were throwing doubles. I did think some of them were like insanely early doubles where like he could just turn on the Jets around half court because Harper's not all the way there yet and he can see it coming. But the one where he ran the DHO with Nas and then immediately went up for the 3 because that's the only daylight he's going to get, that was great. And then it was just a few grinded out possessions of Nas back down on Fox, find Gobert, Nas screen at Cornette, where I think Ant was not even up the floor yet because he was so tired. I mean, Ant's playing 40-something minutes. We know the state of his knees. He's got to take so many shots for this team and just pass out of these doubles play after play. He's getting hounded at half court. That was one of the doubles they called late. And then to go back to it, I mean, just a couple of plays there of if Wemby's on the court, these probably don't happen, of like Io just scoring inside, Randall bodying Castle on a drive, and you know, that was it. I mean, once Wemby went down, there was like what felt like a 3 or 4 minute stretch there in that second quarter of just Ant scoring at the rim, Jaden paint jumpers, Io attacking, which you would expect, and then the Spurs locked in defensively and just had like really good, again, like they're doubling Ant, or Fox is like doubling Ant and then getting back to Conley, or they're swarming Ant in the middle of the floor as he runs a screen with Gobert and Castle's blocking it from behind, or Cornette also just had a run there of really, really good contests around the basket. And the mini battle that Ant had with Castle in that fourth quarter, where it felt like either Castle was just going to annoy the hell out of Ant to make him pass the ball, or Ant was going to make like a difficult 16-foot fadeaway or whatever, that was cool. I mean, Castle, like he's been on Randall for some possessions, but it did feel like in the fourth there was a little more of him on Ant. And something I'm looking at now for this series, this is something I'm going to look at for like every Wemby playoff series ever from now on, is NBA.com's just shot chart for the game. The Wolves attempted 36 shots at the basket in this game. I believe the last game it was like 19 or something crazy like that. So obviously Wemby, again, don't get ejected in the next game. So the Wolves, they do build some momentum. I mean, they grind out another win. Of course, they needed the luck with Wemby, and the Spurs, forgetting Dylan Harper existed late there, if I could be honest. Whatever, I'm operating with the results on that one, but okay. For the Wolves to really have a chance to win another game here, either somebody goes nuts or really Randall needs to get it going, and I mean, this stuff is easier said than done. Like, we can say, hey, man, just get a post up on Devin Vassell in the middle of the floor and go to work. Well, I mean, in the beginning of game 2, they tried some of that, and the Spurs just immediately threw doubles at him, and he just didn't know how to react to him. I mean, even in this game, I'm remembering a baseline jumper. This was like right after Wemby went out. He got it on the baseline. They immediately brought a double on him, and he just jacked up like a 14-footer, which, like, I get it. That's in his wheelhouse. But also, it was like such a conceding of a shot, if you will. I don't know. It didn't go in, okay? So often it just comes down to, if it goes in, cool. If it doesn't go in, we got to justify a reason for it. Whatever. Randall's got to be better. And if he isn't, then, I mean, it's just going to be another round of Ant. Can you make enough jumpers off the dribble? Like, he had that one pull-up 3 on Cornette and a screen that felt huge in that fourth quarter because they had a little mini drought there. It could be, hey, Jaden, do you keep on making these 12-foot jumpers? There's also some plays here where they're leaving Jaden so wide open. Like, there was a play where He was wide open on the same side of the floor as Ant, and Ant didn't see him. And then he was also open after it swung to Io in the other direction. So there's those little moments in there that the Wolves can be a bit better at. But for me, like, it's really coming down to Julius Randle here. I don't know if they can survive another game where he scores 12 points. He scored 12 points in 3 straight games. But they got the win tonight, and whatever it takes. And to be fair with Fox, like, he was making some tough middies before the little stretch that didn't go well, and Castle also had a number of plays of just continuing to be super aggressive in any opportunity to drive. I mean, they were totally up for this moment, and they did almost do it. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. I don't have a whole lot to talk about with Philly losing to the Knicks. When I talked about their future last time, I didn't word it as well as I wanted to. Like, VJ, Maxey, and them owning their picks, that's a very good future. And VJ had a hell of a rookie season. He was awesome in that Game 7 against the Celtics, and just see his improvements next season. PG and Embiid, Anyway, that's it, guys. Have a good one.